Hey, we fixed it.
It works. It's a thing.
Sorry, friends. Thanks so much for joining. Thanks for sticking with us.
Yes, sorry. Sorry, this is the thing. So, for those of you who are coming back in, what we're going to be talking about today, while you're joining again, is this shorthand that I use within my notebook. So that no matter what page I'm on, I've got myself a shorthand to be able to write. I have skills in interpreting and note-taking. It's part of what I do. Just day by day, as it were. And, hello, geeks. Thanks, come back. Yeah, so I'm proficient, literally proficient in interpreting and note-taking. So I'm fairly used to listening to someone or someone's speak, figure out what they're trying to say, what is important, and either write it down or interpret into another language. Mm-hmm. And I don't know why I didn't put this together, but it's very much a good thing to have when it comes to this, when it comes to note-taking and note-taking for a game. And I was like, why didn't I think of this beforehand, you know? I've got all of these... I've got all of this stuff set, and I could just implement those things into something that I enjoy. Now, obviously, I'm doing most of this for my job. Right. And those ones aren't going to be... There's no aesthetic in the functionality and then balance. There's no aesthetic necessarily to it. But there is a shorthand to it. Because people are talking so quickly and there's probably more than one person. And you have to write down a lot of stuff. So, you figure out a shorthand. Now, this is my shorthand. You can use whatever you wish. But the things that usually you would put in for shorthand is stuff that is going to be said most often.
Zoom in on that.
I will.
Okay.
Stuff that is said most often. Players' names, and then think about all of the mechanics and things that happen.
Disadvantage, perception, watch,
loot,
marching order.
Exactly. So what I
NPCs.
have, yeah. So what I have here, and I will zoom in a little bit for you so you can see. I will hold this for a second so you can see it. There we go. Is marching order, initiative order, watch. All of these have like little symbols. So I don't have to write the words marching order every time. I just put the symbol down and then put the order of the way everybody is.
Yeah, the names of the people next. And you have symbols for the people as well.
And then you'll notice it says location, item, NPC. Where the word location is, that is the name of the place. That's where I would put the name of the place. I would put a box around it. Some people would highlight this. If you are colorblind or have problems with color, or it's hard for you to looking back, you see a whole bunch of different colors and you're like, what am I looking at? This could help.
Or you're going so quickly, just the idea of
picking up another color and putting it on.
It's just going to take time, and by the time you've got the new color, you've lost it.
Precisely. This will help. So location, I put a box around it. Items, I put a dotted line. NPCs have asterisks around the NPC's name. I love this next one. Meta note. This, if you're a DM, this is where your DM notes come in. If you're a player, this is where your player notes come in of like,
where you write something
I gotta remember I want to ask about this, or
but my character doesn't know yet.
Precisely. It's in a bracket. I usually put it in all caps so that I can see it. And this is why, like you were saying, when I'm DMing, it's in this, but when I'm a player, it's in this, and it still works. Okay?
Got you.
The next portion, and I will move back up, marking short rests, long rests. Marking when a battle or an encounter starts or stops. Notice I have the word battle there. So I make the mark, then anything that happens in the battle, then end it with the mark. I am going to be showing you guys examples of this, so don't worry. Anything that's important that I want to remember, star that thing, please. Thank you,
Hey, thanks so much for the like.
Showing if there's advantage to this roll, a disadvantage to this roll. Maybe there was a natural 20 and then a 1. But you're like, which one was it when you're reading back? Having it written that it was advantage, so there was a 1, but then there's also a natural 20, so he got it. Or
I like to write
disadvantage,
my battle plans in there. Like if it's someone else's turn and my turn's in 2 or 3 turns, I like to make lists of different things I'd like to do.
Flank them.
Exactly.
Advantage.
And of course my plans may change depending on what happens right before me, but having 2 or 3 or 4 different things that I think I might want to do with little bullet points or something within my battle brackets.
Sure.
But then I don't necessarily want to have to go back to my spells in the book or D&D Beyond or my spell cards or whatever all the time. So I will write, okay, so one thing I could do is cast spiritual weapon or whatever. And then maybe not spiritual weapon, something else that gives advantage. Fairy fire. I want to cast fairy fire. So I'll write fairy fire, and then I will write the little arrow up on seen people. So that way I'm reminded that
I will get
in case
advantage
I've
on.
forgotten, anyone gets advantage. That's what the spell does. You know?
If you want to cast a spell, if a spell is cast, you can totally have something written here.
I do that all the time. This character symbol, spell, disguise self, arrow, other character symbol, and then shocked face. You know?
Yeah, totally.
This character cast the spell,
disguise themselves,
showed themselves to this other character, and the other character was like, "What?"
Yes.
Yeah.
And then obviously this hit, miss, and AC. This is what I put for when you're in an encounter, and if things are actually hitting the target, missing the target, or it's the AC. So you can see if it's in the shield, it hits. If it's out of the shield, it misses. And I put it below for a reason, because it was below the AC. And then if it's in it, but it has like the little shiny, that means that is the AC of the bad. Okay? Other things I have on this is PC names. So you're going to be talking about these PC. They are the heroes of the story. They are the main characters to this. You're going to be talking about them a ton. So make a shorthand for either their name or what they do or something. So this is just kind of an example made up thing, but I'm going to be using it right here. So it's Cedric's little thing, Spike's thing, Flash's thing, and then Bronwyn's thing. So I know, and then all of this is put into that front page.
Because you're not going to remember all this.
Because you're not going to remember this all the time.
But you can refer
but
to it.
It opens up,
right
so
there.
wherever you are in your thing, and you open up, it's always here. And then you can get to what your actual notes can look like. Like something like this. So I always start off the beginning of the session with these things. The actual date of the session in real life. session number if you are into that kind of thing. Where you are. Notice I've used the location box. Then it's the date of in-game. Whatever month or whatever the DM has come up with, this is the date. And then who is DMing, especially if you switch DMs like we do in one of our campaigns, this is important. So you remember who was actually DMing. I will let you look over this a little bit. So I could read this very easy. You're moving through, the party moves through the grasslands and they spot a satyr. It's an NPC. Notice that I have like a ton of room of asterisks around this. It's because the satyr didn't say their name when they first came in. It's not like it's not like every NPC comes up to you and goes,
"My name
Hi.
is Stouthoof."
Exactly. So you find that out later. I'm just leave some space, and I'm gonna get to that NPC name. Also, while I'm sitting here and writing this stuff down and looking at my stuff, I notice that something's missing, and I can go, "Hey, what's your name again?" Okay. Stouthoof agrees to help be a guide to us if we find his missing flute, last seen in Mood and Water Marsh. I've noticed I like to put little, like, there's the flute, because that's cute. There's the aesthetic, you know? I'm gonna put my little doodles and stuff in because that's the part that's fun, okay? While we're traveling, pixies attack. Notice I have a battle marker there, and then I have Flash's little symbol. Flash hides, so they get advantage. They hit the pixie number 1 with a 17 to hit. SA, sneak attack. Pixie is down. That's why the line is through it, okay? I should let you know. On the side, you know where you normally have like that red line in the paper?
Yeah.
That's where I put all of this stuff. Marching order stuff, initiative, all of that on the side. That's where I put that stuff. So I know that marching order, this is the way they were.
Okay.
And then initiative and the numbers they had. And then I drew a little pixie.
Okay, so what?
I drew a little
Flash,
pixie there.
Flash has a 21.
21.
Spike's got an 18. Then the
Sorry,
Pixie. Then Bronwyn's got 13. Cedric's got 5. And then that's the other bad guy.
Yes, the other bad guy that you don't know yet has a 2.
Got you.
Okay. I also love to make a tiny little map. Let's make a map, friends. This is what it looked like. And there was a stump, and there was trees, and there's a path. There's not much to this map. There's a little bit of color. There's a little bit of fun to it. It's aesthetically pleasing to moi. Back to what we have. Notice the quote we have here.
I'll squish you and all your bug friends. Spike said that? Mm-hmm. Spike said that.
The pixies cast fairy fire. Spike and Cedric fail at fairy fire, so obviously they're gonna have some problems. The pixies turn invisible and leave. Bam.
Bronwyn holds an action for a target. Cedric does the same.
And a Yeth Hound appears.
Zoom out a little bit?
Yes, sorry.
Okay.
A Yeth Hound appears. They run up to Flash.
Bronwyn fires.
And misses at a 10.
At a 10. Okay.
See how that works?
That's cool, because that way you can refer to it, and then you can, if you're a player, you can say, well, they missed with the 10, so if I hit with the 7, it's going to miss. Yes. You know, so you can start to figure out what their AC is. Uh-huh. That's cool. Cedric casts a spiritual weapon and hits with a 17, does 7 points of damage. And for the sake of everything right now, the battle ends. The Yethhound in this case didn't get, like, killed or KO'd or anything like that, but I'm showing you how the battle end
marker goes, okay?
I'd probably want to like have a space between battle start and battle end. That's just my personal choice.
Feel free.
I like that this is a system that is flexible. So if you want to
100%.
tailor it to your own style, you absolutely can, using some of these similar, like my symbols are totally different from Shauna's, and I have some symbols that she doesn't have.